Life is shorter than you think. We waste more of it than we realize. But what if the real problem isn't time itself, but how we spend it? And what if the solution lies in mastering one ancient idea? Today we're diving into the timeless wisdom of Seneca, the Roman philosopher who cracked the code to living intentionally, mastering adversity, and embracing mortality, not just as a reality, but as the ultimate tool for clarity. Let's explore how his philosophy can revolutionize the way you live. Alright, so let's talk about Seneca. Think of him as the OG self-help guru, if self-help came with a toga and a side of political drama. Born in 4 BCE in what's now Cordoba, Spain, Seneca had a front-row seat to the madness of ancient Rome. He was a philosopher, a statesman, and, unfortunately for him, Emperor Nero's life coach. Imagine trying to teach mindfulness to someone who fiddles while cities burn. Yeah, that was Seneca's life. Now, Seneca was all about Stoicism, the ancient philosophy that's basically a masterclass in not losing your cool. He believed virtue, aka being a decent human, was the secret to happiness, and he wrote a ton about how to live with purpose and not get distracted by the shiny nonsense of life. In his essay on the shortness of life, he dropped this truth bomb. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Translation: stop doom-scrolling TikTok for 6 hours and start focusing on what actually matters. Seneca also had a hot take on suffering. It's not just something to survive, it's a chance to flex your inner badass. He thought adversity wasn't the end of the world, it was a test. He suffers more than necessary. Who suffers before it is necessary, he said, which is the fancy Roman way of saying, stop worrying about stuff that hasn't even happened yet. Basically, he was telling us to save the panic attacks for when they're actually useful. And let's not forget his views on death. Seneca wasn't afraid to get real about mortality. To him, death wasn't some big scary shadow creeping up on us. It was a wake-up call. He wrote, "Begin at once to live and count each separate day as a separate life." In other words, stop treating life like a dress rehearsal and start living like the main character. But here's the tea. Seneca's life was messy. He talked a big game about simplicity and virtue. But he was also ridiculously rich and cozied up to Nero, one of history's worst bosses. That little partnership didn't end well. Spoiler alert. Nero forced him to kill himself. Still, Seneca's writings outlived him because they're full of timeless wisdom and uncomfortably accurate truths about how we waste our lives chasing things that don't matter. In the end, Seneca wasn't perfect, far from it. But maybe that's the point. His life was a reminder that even the smartest, most philosophical people can be walking contradictions. And maybe that's okay. What he left behind is a roadmap to living intentionally, embracing challenges, and making peace with the ticking clock of life. I'll leave you to discuss in the comments. Do you think it's possible to live like Seneca without the contradictions, or are we all just faking it till we make it? Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and I'll catch you soon in another video.